This demo will walk through how to ship more effectively using the Shortcut VCS integration. GitHub will be the example used, but the functionality also applies to Gitlab and Bitbucket. Let's take a look at a typical workflow using a pull request workflow to implement changes in the repository that are associated with a Shortcut story. We will see the changes move the story through the workflow in Shortcut automatically based on GitHub activity. Let's start with a story, which we can see is in the ready for development state. Here we'll see the Git helper pane. It will suggest a name for the feature branch for the work in the story. The Shortcut integration does not care how it's named, but it does need the SC-the story number. And the feature branch can be customized in the settings. Let's use the suggested name and go to the repository and make the change. Then commit that change. Then push that change in GitHub. Now we see on the left side the branch is associated with the story in Shortcut. Also note that the state automatically changed from ready for dev to in development because Shortcut knows that work was started in GitHub. Now I'm going to open PR to open a pull request. The pull request automatically brought over the following information: type of story, story number, and a link back to the story. In GitHub, let's create this pull request, which will make a few things happen. We're going to see that branch turn into a pull request. If we hover over it, we can see additional information, such as its source branch's target branch that is currently open, that has not yet been reviewed, and we can see the size of this change. It's only a one-line change. We can also see the state of the story has changed to ready for review. Looking back in GitHub, we can see there is a comment on the pull request that links back to the story. This makes it easy to access what you need wherever you're working. Now, once the pull request is reviewed, we will see the state of it change in Shortcut to be approved, and our story has moved to ready for acceptance. Finally, let's merge this pull request domain, and we will again see the story state change to ready to deploy, and the state of the pull request has changed to merged. As you can see, this integration kept the states up to date, the engineer working where they were already working, and this was all happening automatically, saving you time. Let's take a quick look at setup. If we go to integrations and then GitHub, we can see it's linked to the organization. Here you can customize the default branch name, either from the list of defaults or your desired custom format. Here, the event handlers are what moves stories between workflow states. These have just been a couple of examples of what can be done. You can also do specific workflow state movements when a branch is associated with a story, a commit is associated with the story, when a label appears on a pull request, and additional events you can listen for that will move your story through workflow states if you have more complex needs. We hope this gives you an idea of how to get started and what is possible using the Shortcut VCS integration.